It was a late afternoon, sun bleeding out behind the grain silos. Her perfume still hanging in the air like a ghost that wouldn't leave. I watched her walk away with him, boots hitting the dirt road soft, and in her shadow I swear I heard my heart break like shattering glass. I had a silver locket in my fist, her picture inside, edges worn by thumbprints and lonely nights. My buddy slapped my shoulder, voice rough as gravel, go after her, take her back. I shook my head, jaw tight as a welded door. If I gotta beg for love, then it ain't love, just possession. Pain was still burning hot, but pride rose like a shield. I stood on that open road and refused to yield. I let her go without crawling, without tearing at the seams. Didn't chase that ghost of us or bargain with my dreams. Let the hurt run wild through my ribs like a wildfire slow. 'Cause some kinds of love you hold, and some you gotta let go. A man ain't on his knees unless he chooses to bow, and I'd rather walk lonely than lose myself somehow. I went home to that old cracked mirror hanging by the door, the one that's seen me busted, drunk and bruised before. I stared at the man in the glass, felt the silence bite, and I swore I'd never trade my name for a pair of arms at night. There was a whisper inside her voice, or maybe the devil's laugh, tracing over my thoughts like a nail on a church bell. It said, you'll regret losing her, you'll come back in someday. I leaned in close and answered, I'd rather bleed in the open than rot on my knee. I dropped that locket in the fireplace, no ceremony, no tears. Watched her face melt into silver ash, soft and slow. Then I turned and walked through the door like a man walking into his own name. Pain still burned like whiskey, but dignity burned hotter, and hell couldn't make me kneel just to be someone's option. I let her go without crawling, without tearing at the seams. Didn't chase that ghost of us or bargain with my dreams. Let the hurt run wild through my ribs like a wildfire slow. 'Cause some kinds of love you hold, and some you gotta let go. I ain't the broken boy looking up from the dust. I'm the man who walked away because he had to trust that what leaves you easy was never meant to stay. My heart might have cracked, but my spine never did. I walked into that chapel before the sun went down. Pews old as ghosts, hair thick with crown. The priest held a cross like a verdict of law, said the Lord would wash what I once saw. I looked at the saints painted high in the dawn, their eyes too gentle for the hell I roam. Candles flickered like weak men in the wind, and I felt every scar where I've been. He said I needed heaven's hand, but I ain't asking for a lifeline, man. Some burdens gotta stay on my back, that's how I learned the things I led. I said my sins are mine, I'll bear them alone. Don't need no angels to soften the stone. If judgment's waiting, then let it be so. I walk through fire before I kneel low. Faith ain't hiding from what I've done. It's facing the mirror without trying to run. I put that cross back in his trembling hand, not with pride, just with a quiet stand. Put that cross back in his trembling hand, not with pride, just with a quiet stand. He whispered, child, you can't redeem yourself. I answered, slow, maybe redemption ain't meant for someone else. I stepped out the door into a starless sky, felt the night breathe deep like it hurt my cry. Wind swept over me like a silent vow, not forgiven, but unbroken somehow. He said I needed heaven's hand, but I ain't crawling to no promised land. Some debts I pay in sweat and bone, that's how a man makes truth his throne. I said my sins are mine, I'll bear them alone. Don't need no savior to claim my throne. If darkness meets me, I won't bow low. I'll walk through shadows with my own soul. Faith ain't waiting for God to choose. It's facing your life with something you can't lose. And if heaven asks me why I stood, so I'll say, because a man must carry the weight he knows. It's 5 in the morning, sky still black as sin. Town's dead quiet, just the church light flickering. You're standing by that busted brick behind the chapel wall, cold pink and sweating like a Bible in a dive bar stall. I spent your whole damn childhood spitting that cheap ass name, like mud on your boots, like rust on your chain. Every laugh in the hallway, every stone they threw didn't hit your skin near as hard as a word they used on you. Street lamp humming like a tidal hymn, cross on the steeple staring down so grim. You whisper to the shadows, voice low, no fame. If heaven won't rename me, I'll write my own damn name. You hear me in your skull, boy, you ain't nothing but a joke, just dirt in the rain. All those nights you left let that poison rule your blood and your brain. Tonight you shake that can, heart knocking like a drum. You pointed at the wall and you don't plan to run. You wrote your own name, big bold blood red on a broken wall. While the town still slept and the church bells didn't call, when they spit that old ghost word, you don't turn around at all. 'Cause that ain't you no more. It's just a dead dog's crawl. Man, what they call him in the dark of the schoolyard game. Stands at dawn and claims his own damn name. Let them choke on all their stories, let them drown in what they claim. Your true face is the one you bled to ride in flame. Sun creeps up slow like it's scared of what you did. Paint still dripping, letters loud, no longer hid. You got red on your fingers, looks a whole lot like blood, like you baptized both your hands in your own private flood. Old nicknames laying in the gutter by your boots. Same place as the bottle, same place as your roots. You think about all the sins hung heavy on your spine, how they branded you with them like a Catalan sign. Is that wild-eyed woman who once kissed your busted lip, called you by that curse name right before she let you slip. You hear a voice in echo, sweet smoke, bad wine, but even she can't drag you back across a drawn-out line. You glance up at the steeple, mutter half a prayer, half a thread. Lord, I ain't asking to be holy, just not what I regret. Wind kicks dust, run your boots like ghosts in chains. You light a match to the past in your chest, let it burn in your veins. Later on that day, boys on the corner squint and grin. Hey, ain't that you, boy, trying to pull you back in? They call that old word out, throw it like a stone, but you keep walking straight like they shouted a headstone. Bartender tries it once just to see if you'll crawl. You lay a bill on the counter and you don't look back at all. You wrote your own name, big bold blood red on a broken wall. While the town still slept and the church bells didn't call, when they spit that old ghost word, you don't flinch, don't stall. Let them talk to that dead boy, he ain't breathing here at all. A man ain't just his bruises or the dirt on his last name. He's the fire that he chooses when he steps out of the flame. Heaven might forgive you, hell might still complain, but only truth that matters is the name you carved in. It ain't the chains they gave you or the shame they'd make you wear. You're the scar you chose to carry, not the wound they put you there. So when dawn cuts through that alley, cold light, no crowd, no flame, you stand there, head low, heart steady, and answer to your name.
Sat in that old cabin when his kingdom fell. Not a drop of whiskey, not a how to hell, just a floor covered in pages of his own undone. White sheets glowing in the glare of a morning sun. He circled mistakes like drawing targets to kill. Every cross outline was a funeral to will. A friend leaned in, boots scraping on the wood. You're punishing yourself, boy, he just shook his head. No, I'm finally learning what I never understood. He read destination nights. He wasn't mourning, he was sharpening his life. He turned his ruin into a blade of truth, hammered from the bones of a shattered youth. Not baptized in glory, but in failure's flame. He carved a new spine and he wrote his name. The world saw a ghost, but a wolf was rising in his skin. On the day he studied his own ruin, 3 days he read, didn't sleep, didn't shave, like a monk of mistakes at a paper grave. He found where ego whispered sweet and sly, and where pride made him walk blind under a burning sky. He stood before the mirror with a heart steel stare, saw a sinner, not a victim, and didn't flinch there. He struck a match and burned one page at last. That version of me is dead and past, and maybe it was God, or maybe just shame, but he swore transformation, not just a new name. He read every wound like scripture and scars, measured every failure like mapping the stars. No self-pity, no retreat. He gathered every crack beneath his feet. He turned his ruin into a blade of truth, hammered from the bones of broken proof. Not blessed by heaven nor forgiven by sin, but reforged by fire that burned within. When he walked back to the world, they didn't see the boy again. They saw a man who knew why he fell, and how he'd never fall that way again. I was 17, cold dark alley at the edge of town, moon hanging crooked like a busted silver crown. Boot steps behind me, they thought I'd been 5 shadows saying they teach me how fear ends. One grabbed my hair, shoved my face to the street. I smelled copper, dirt, and old defeat. He hissed in my ear like the devil claiming dead. You're a coward, say it. I lifted my eyes, hate burning deep, and brother, I didn't whisper, I sang my teeth. Blood on my tongue, red as midnight sin. I took that pain and dragged it in. They thought I'd kneel, hell, I bit down instead. Fear didn't own me, I drank it dead. I ain't the boy they thought I'd be. I tore the leash and set me free. I took the bite and spit out shame. Let the devil know I know his name. They step back, not cause I'm strong, but cause I fear nothing for so damn long. fire inside. Felt something wicked standing firm on my pride. I looked at myself in the cracked church glass. Saw a wolf where a boy used to pass. Then I heard a voice sounded like God or grief. Will you carry this darkness and lay it beneath? I cut my palm with my pocket knife. Let a drop fall like sign in a pack with life. And I whisper to the night wind, I'll bear the shadow, but I walk upright. Blood on my tongue, red as midnight sin. I took that guilt and dragged it in. Fear tried to stay, hell I gnawed it away. I ain't cleansed, but I ain't prayed. I ain't the boy they thought I'd be. I tore the leash and set me free. I took the bite and spit out shame. Lit a fire that don't take blame. They step back, not cause I'm strong, but cause I feel nothing for so damn long. And if hell wants a witness to the man I became, I'll show my scars and I'll say, fear remembers my name. Fear remembers my name. It was mid-morning, sun cutting through the blinds like a sheriff's glare. You were sitting at that kitchen table, coffee cold as resignation. You'd spent years waiting on salvation from luck, from heaven, from some invisible mercy. The walls that heard your prayers, your curses, your bargains, but all you got in return was silence and your own breath echoing back at you. Your reflection in the dark, oven glass muttered like a tired preacher. Someone's gotta come fix this mess. And you answered, low and steady, ain't no one coming. You felt the truth land like a hammer in your gut. No angels, no signs, just you. You slammed your palm on the table, stood tall in your own skin, said from this damn day forward, my life's mine to win. No more begging the heavens, no more hoping for chance. A man who becomes his own God, writes his own circumstance. You walked outside, boots hitting dust like drum beats of a decree. Face turned to the sun like you were challenging it to take you on. Neighbors watch through curtains, whispering about your past, your debts, your stubborn streak. But your jaw was locked, your eyes were clear, and the fire in your chest was no borrowed flame. A younger version of you, the frightened one, spoke from behind your ribs. But what if I fail? You answered, then I'll build again, but I'll never bow again. You took that old rosary from your pocket, not to discard, but to close the chapter. You kissed it once, laid it gentle on a stone like a respectful farewell to a former king. You didn't reject faith, you replaced its throne. Didn't kill your fear, you forced it to kneel. You slammed your palm on the table, stood tall in your own skin, said from this damn day forward, my life's mine to win. No more begging the heavens, no more hoping for chance. A man who becomes his own God, writes his own circumstance. into that burning sun horizon. There were no trumpets, no witnesses, just a quiet, terrifying truth. You no longer needed salvation, 'cause you became the source of your own. Start of winter, frost on the fence rails. He sat on his porch with a mug of black coffee, watching the town wake up slow and the rumors wake up faster. They talked in barber shops and back alleys. They whispered his name like a curse spit sideways, but he never bit back. Not a word, not a twitch. One day a friend rode up on horseback, hot-headed eyes blazing, running your name through mud, you gonna take that? But he just looked out over the field and said that mud washes off. Their words don't stick unless I let them. The silence around him like a cloak of steel, and even the crows quit trying to pick. He chose silence for a year, like a man holstering his gun. Didn't fire a shot of anger, didn't chase a single one. Let their voices wear themselves out like dogs howling at the moon. Silence is a weapon that leaves no trace when it cuts through. He worked on his craft in the back of that barn, hands in the soil, sweat in the grain. Never explained, never defended, just built. When winter turned to spring, he sold what he'd made, a line of honest work that spoke louder. Weren't true, he didn't glow, just tipped his hat and answered, truth don't need me to protect it. That night he buried a folded list, every lie ever said about him, in a pit behind the barn, and covered it with his own calloused hands, like a quiet funeral for poison. That a man ain't judged by noise, but by what remains when noise is gone. He chose silence for a year, like a man holstering his gun. Didn't fire a shot of anger, didn't chase a single one. Is a weapon that leaves no trace when it cuts through. And when the gossip faded to dust on the wind, he
stood there unbroken, not because he barked back, but because he never had to. It was just past midnight, lantern glow flickering like a weak heartbeat. I sat alone at the old oak table, elbows sunk into memories. I've been my own judge and hangman for years, sentencing myself harsher than any soul alive would dare. Every failure I'd ever made circle like buzzers, every regret perched heavy on my shoulders. I glanced up at the cracked mirror on the wall, saw a man worn down, but not rotten. A voice in my ribs whispered sharp as a razor, you never did enough. I laid a hand on my chest, shut my eyes and said I did the best I knew how. My chest loosened its grip like rust cracking off a chain, and the guilt stepped back, not gone, just tame. I forgave myself that night in the hush of a room with no witnesses. Let the burden fall from my bones like snow sliding from a roof. A man ain't free till he pardons his own spirit, 'cause forgiveness ain't surrender, it's reclaiming the truth. I opened the Bible that hadn't been touched in months, now looking for rules, looking for mercy. Didn't find words on the page, found them in my chest. I whispered again to the mirror, face to face, soul to soul. You may have stumbled, but you walked. I reached into a drawer and pulled a folded slip of paper. Every name I'd call myself that cut deeper than any knife. I struck a match, held it to the edge, watched those cruel words turn to glowing curls of ash. The smoke rose slow, like a prayer that finally found heaven. I didn't erase the past, I just stopped kneeling before it. And I ain't flawless, but I ain't unforgiven. I forgave myself that night in the hush of a room with no witnesses. Let the burden fall from my bones like snow sliding from a roof. A man ain't free till he pardons his own spirit, 'cause forgiveness ain't surrender, it's reclaiming the truth. Opened my eyes, head resting on my knee. I didn't feel lighter, I felt rightful for the first time in years. It was late July, sunburn and cruel over a bad
stacked on the table like gravestones for dreams. Folks laughed in the diner, said I'd flown too close to the sun, said I'd made my bed of gasoline and struck the match myself. Projects fell like broken bridges, dropping into dark rivers. Debts circled me like vultures waiting on a carcass. A buddy whispered in the smoke haze there, run while you still ain't ashes. I shook my head slow and answered, I ain't built to run. The heat rose around me, burning skin and pride, but I stepped instead in, not looking for a side. I walked through the fire, let it lick in my bones. Didn't die, didn't flinch, didn't beg any throne. On the other side of pain, I found something higher. Once a man's been burned, he stops fearing the fire. There were nights I smelled ruin like sulfur in my lungs. Nights I coughed up dust like I'd swallowed a desert storm. But every step forward felt like hammering scripture into steel, forging a soul that wouldn't walk, not even in hell's heat. One voice, my old self, rose from the flame behind me. Raspy as scorched timber, you sure you'll survive this? I stared straight ahead and said, I ain't here to survive, I'm here to transform. I took the last unpaid invoice and fed it to the flame like a sacrifice. And the fire hits back, not like an enemy, but like a witness. I didn't beg for mercy, didn't hunt for blame. I just kept on walking through that wall of flame. I walked through the fire, let it lick in my bones. Didn't dodge, didn't flinch, didn't beg any throne. On the other side of pain, I found something higher. Once a man's been burned, he stops fearing the fire. Stepped out, closed sinks, eyes calm. I felt the scars glow under my skin like ember-lit armor. Turns out the fire didn't burn me, baptized me. It was near midnight, lamp burned low like a dying star. Room still as a tomb, curtains barely moving in the breeze. I sat on the edge of the bed, boots still on my feet, head tossed on the floor like a bird and I finally dropped. There was a crack in my chest I'd patched for 20 damn years. Whiskey and grit and jokes told through clenched teeth. But the crack wide and quiet like ice breaking on a pond. And I felt something ancient finally shift inside. A voice, mine or God's, or the ghost of who I used to be, murmured in the dark, you gonna keep it till you ain't heard. I put my hand to my sternum, breathed deep and said, not tonight. Tears weren't weakness, they were truth thought out, and I finally stopped starving my own heart. I let myself cry in that lonely shadow room. Didn't hide it, didn't choke it, didn't cage the truth. Every drop that fell was a stone rolled on my soul. Man ain't weaker when he breaks, he just finally gets whole. I walked over to the mirror, face streaked, eyes red, but I didn't flinch from the reflection staring back. That man in the glass wore pain like a medal, not a shame, but a badge earned from living. I whispered to him, face to face, breath to breathe. You're allowed to hurt, you ain't stone, you're human. I pulled off my necklace, silver cross worn thin, and laid it flat on the table like an offering. Didn't pray for strength, just prayed for honesty. And in that sacred hush, I felt the weight in my chest lighten, like somebody moved a boulder from behind my ribs and let the blood flow right again. Tears didn't drown me, they washed me clean. Pain wasn't my captor, just a message unseen. I let myself cry in that lonely shadowed room. Didn't hide it, didn't choke it, didn't cage the truth. Every drop that fell was a stone rolled on my soul. Stepped into that pale new light, I didn't look tougher, I looked real. And for the first time in a long time, there was enough. It was near 2 in the morning, lamb buzzing like an insect dying. The mirror stood tall before me like a door without a lock. I stared cold into my own. I saw the devil sitting there, laid back, grinning in my pupils like he owned the place. I didn't flinch, didn't blink, didn't cross myself. Just breathed deep like I was loading a chamber. All those years I tried to starve him, bury him, pretend he wasn't carved into the wood of my soul. In the glass he smirked, my dark twin, and I whispered to him steady as a sword, oh, I ain't killing you, I'm harnessing you. The shadow in my spine, stop fighting for control. We walk side by side inside one haunted soul. I shook hands with the darkness that lived behind my eyes. Didn't banish it or beat it, just made it mine. 'Cause a man ain't just his halo, he's the fire and the coal. And the one who owns his shadow finally owns his soul. I rolled up my sleeve, looked at every scar I earned, every rage I'd swallowed, every cross I'd carried back. I took the old matchbook from a broken dresser drawer, struck a flame, but not to burn him away, to light him a place at the table. The shadow behind me straightened up, not like a tyrant, like a soldier. He spoke through my jawbone, through teeth I've clenched too long. You sure you want me as ally? And I answered, better at my side than at my throat. My reflection nodded back, a pact made without paper, just bone deep truth and low yellow light. I didn't rise above sin, I rose through it slow. And I ain't pure, but I sure as hell am whole. I shook hands with the darkness that lived behind my eyes. Didn't banish it or beat it, just made it mine. 'Cause a man ain't just his halo, he's the fire and the coal. And the one who owns his shadow finally owns his soul. And when I walk past that mirror, had low eyes calm, my darkness followed behind me, not as a threat, but as a sworn right hand on. rusted windmill. You stood there in the yard, shadow long as a hangman's rope. The man who once broke you was slumped against his own truck, breathing hard like an old hound, out of breath and out of time. Your hand brushed the steel of a cold revolver at your belt, not to draw, just to remember who you used to be. Your buddy beside you spat and snarled, "Go on, hit him, make him pay, this is your moment." But you kept your gaze steady and said, quiet as candlelight, "I don't need to." You felt the old anger stir like a snake in your chest, but you caged it down slow like a man who's learned the rest. You let him fade into silence like a ghost in the dust. Didn't claim the easy victory or bow to your own lust. You chose a higher battle, walked past the urge to strike, 'cause a man ain't free till he stops living like the one he fights. You outgrew that hunger and left vengeance behind. You walked toward the old barn where sunlight slipped through cracks, each beam cutting across your boots like a silent benediction. You pulled from your coat a worn leather Bible, not for preaching, but to remind you mercy ain't weakness, it's power in disguise. A voice in your skull, the dark twin of your past, whispered sharp, "You'll regret letting him walk." You answered in a breath, not angry, just done. If I need him broken to stand tall, then I ain't tall at all. You took that old revolver, unloaded every bullet, and let them spill into your palm, little pieces of wrath. Then you buried them under the barn floorboards like a man putting his old self in the ground. You heard the world grow quiet like dust settling after war, and for the first time in years you didn't feel owned anymore. You let him fade into silence like a ghost in the dust. Didn't claim the easy victory or bow to your own lust. You chose a higher battle, walked past the urge to strike, 'cause a man ain't free till he stops living like the one he fights. And when you step back in, the sunlight had low, so clean. There was no triumph in your grin, just peace and something keen. The strength too proud to kneel and too wise to hate.
close to midnight, moon hanging like a pale bruised eye. The old graveyard stretched out like a frozen choir. He walked through the iron gate with a guitar on his back, like a preacher without a church, carrying his own gospel. The headstones glimmered faint in the dim silver wash. Names faded, stories silent, bones asleep beneath. He dropped to one knee, brushed the dust off a flat stone slab, sat down cross-legged with his shadow long behind him. A voice drifted from the dark, could have been a man, could have been a ghost. Ain't nobody here to listen. He didn't even turn around, just said quiet, I hear me, that's enough. The wind carried the tune like a hymn through dry leaves. He wasn't singing for applause, he was singing to breathe. He played to no audience but the bones and the dust. Let his voice ring out through the dark like a stubborn kind of trust. He wasn't looking for praise, he wasn't begging for a throne. A man who can sing for himself will never lose his tone. That guitar wasn't wood, it was history tied together in strings, scarred by storms and bar fights, sweat and broken dreams. He strummed a chord so rough it sounded like a confession, and every note rattled through him like chains being cut loose. He sang the sins of his youth, the women he failed, the lies he swallowed, the mercy he never earned. Somewhere between the second and third chorus, even the moon leaned in to listen. A shadow stood behind him then, maybe an angel, maybe a devil, maybe just regret. It whispered, you play like someone's watching. And he answered, yeah, watch me and that's all that matters. He took off his hat and laid it on a grave like an offering, a gesture small as a prayer, but honest as blood. The music in his chest beat steady as a drum. He found himself in the echo of every note he hummed. He played to no audience but the bones and the dust. Let his voice ring out through the dark like a stubborn kind of trust. He wasn't looking for praise, he wasn't begging for a throne. A man who can sing for himself will never lose his tone. And when he walked out at sunrise, had low spirit firm, he left the ghost behind him but carried the truth they'd heard. You don't need a crowd to claim your voice, just the courage to let it ring. He played to no audience but the bones and the dust. Let his voice ring out through the dark like a stubborn kind of trust. He wasn't looking for praise, he wasn't begging for a throne. A man who can sing for himself will never lose his tone. turning white like gun smoke. Moon hanging high over the barn roof like a frozen eye. I sat at that rattling desk by the window with cracked paint, fingers stiff as old nails, bones grinding under skin. Every key I hit sounded like a hammer on fate, shaping something rough into something real. Mama's worn crucifix dangled from a hook above, swinging like a metronome of judgment and belief. Someone outside called through the door, voice warm and lazy, wait for spring, boy, work when it's easy. I never looked up, just muttered at the cold screen. If peace makes the man, then I ain't a man worth making. The cold stung deep like needles in my veins, but word kept burning like fire in a forge. I walked through the winter with these frozen, crackling hands, carved a road through the frost with the strength I didn't plan. Every ache, every shiver was a promise to my soul. There come the thaw of spring, I'd have something to show. A man who waits for comfort never learns to grow. Nights were long as confession lines on Sunday mass, and the wind outside screamed like a choir of ghosts. I lit a single candle, tallow, thick, short wickets. Flame quivered but never quit, just like me. A shadow in the glass, my own tired reflection asked me low, you think this pain is necessary? I stared it down and answered, pain ain't the enemy, quitting is. The cross above me clicked against the plaster wall like a judge's gavel, keeping time with every strike of my hand. And somewhere near dawn I felt the first spark of warmth, not on my skin but inside my chest. Cold cut my fingers but didn't cut my will. If faith is forged in hardship, then I'm forgiving me still. I walked through the winter with these frozen, crackling hands, carved a road through the frost with the strength I didn't plan. Every ache, every shiver was a promise to my soul. There'd come the thaw of spring, I'd have something to show. And when the snow melted and the sun finally spoke, I stood on the road I built while others waited for warmth. Turns out the fireman is the one he builds in the cold. It was 12:15, moon hanging like a cracked silver coin. That old steel ladder waiting on the bones of a gutted high-rise. Rust flaked off like ash from some forgotten sin,
and the wind slapped my face like a drunk sheriff saying move. I had a cross of tarnished brass hanging under my shirt, heavy as all the names I failed to live up to. My buddy at the bottom yelled up, voice thin in the dark, man, there ain't nothing up there. And I growled back through the steel, I ain't climbing to fight, I'm climbing to see. Every wrong was a confession, every step an unpaid toll. I felt the fear below me like a python round my soul. I climbed that midnight ladder through the chill and the choke, with the city below me like a prayer half woke. Fear hissed at my ankles, but it couldn't make me stall, 'cause a man's only small when he refuses to climb at all. I looked down at that darkness that once made me fold, and saw fear lay beneath me like a body gone cold. When I reached that rooftop, the whole damn world was laid out, lights blinking like broken saints, losing faith in the dawn. I set that brass cross on a ledge and let the moonlight bless it, like I was baptizing my doubt in cold silver silence. There was a voice that could have been the wind, could have been God, or just that mean old ghost of the boy I used to be. It whispered in my ear, you think the view makes you strong? I spat on the concrete and answered no, I make the view mean something. I stretch my arms wide like I own that crooked skyline, let the pain in my ribs turn into something almost holy. I took one breath, as if I was swallowing the horizon whole. Every scar on my body was a rung. I had climbed every lie they fed me, burned clean out of my mind. I climbed that midnight ladder through the chill and the choke, with the city below me like a prayer half woke. Fear hissed at my ankles, but it couldn't make me stall, 'cause a man's only small when he refuses to climb. I stood higher than the voices that once ruled me like chains, higher than the shame that had soaked in my veins. And now when I look downward at brim cutting the light, I see fear where it belongs, far below and out of sight. And out of sight. And up there, in that bitter wind, I finally felt tall.